I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
Welcome to the social hour of BatmanOnFilm.com podcast, Batman-on-film.com. This is episode number 174. Let's ride, Pete Verra. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
You've been riding quite a while now this afternoon, huh?
Riding around town. Yeah, got my horse and buggy.
How far does it take? How long does it take you, and how far away is it for you to go get a good slice of pizza?
Down the street.
Okay. It's like if you left your house, it would take you how long?
10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yep.
What else been going on?
Nothing really. Just hanging out. I haven't really been grilling much. The weather's been kind of shoddy, so haven't had a chance to do that. But just kind of relaxing, laying low.
What are you doing for Labor Day tomorrow?
I'm going to tailgate at the Mets game. The Yankees are playing the Rangers in Texas.
Yeah.
So I can't go to that. So I'm going to go watch the Mets play the Red Sox, and that's what I'm going to do.
You're going to Queens, right?
I'm going to Queens.
What time's the game?
Game's at 7.
Oh, it's a night game you're going to. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Night game. So we got a good amount of tailgating in. Yeah, we'll hang out there. No, I don't. You don't really tailgate at Yankee Stadium because there's not really space to do it.
Yeah.
Being in the middle of the Bronx, but Queens, where Fake Ebbets Field is, it's basically just a giant parking lot and a scrapyard. So
Okay.
there's more than enough space there.
All
They're
right.
trying to build it up, but they're very slow at doing it.
What's on the menu for this tailgate?
It's really simple tailgate. It's just burgers, hot dog, sausage. That's really it.
Okay. All right.
Nothing crazy. I bought a really cheap kettle grill at Walmart for $15. So that was kind of like
what you
the inspiration.
Okay, you text me that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I bought a
Okay.
new grill, which was cool because I was like, oh, for $15 I can do this. I have everything else. Like I have the charcoal. I just needed to buy the burgers and the grill. But so it was a relatively cheap tailgate, to be honest, because I have so much beer in the garage.
So you're driving. You must be driving there, right?
Yeah. Me and my buddy George are gonna drive in.
Okay. Will you be pulling for the Mets?
Yeah, they're playing the Red Sox, so Patrick Johnson could shove it.
Will you be wearing Yankee paraphernalia?
I have a Yankees hat in orange and blue. I bought it a long time ago, so I'm going to wear that to the game. I can show it to you right now.
Let me
It's right
see
here.
this.
The orange and blue Yankee hat looks like a Met hat, but it's got the Yankee logo.
It
on
looks like a Met hat. So
Well,
yeah.
except for the logo. So I'm going to see how many
mean-
reactions I can get in the ballpark and some double takes. I'm interested to see. So yeah, I wear
Okay.
my the New Era Cap Company released like a series maybe 10 years ago called Twisted, where they took other teams' colors and they made hats for them for everyone. So I've got a couple of them. I got Yankee hats that look like Red Sox hats, Phillies hats, Cardinal hats. I got a green and yellow one that looks like an A's hat. So they did a whole thing about it, and I was like, this is kind of cool because it's some cool. Like I like green a lot, so in order to wear an A's hat,
There are some colors I will not wear just because it reminds me of teams I hate.
I
will not
Is blue one of them?
No, that's like I wear all blue usually. Usually that's all I wear. I will not wear green. I will not wear
How do you feel about
red,
burgundy?
or no, I will not wear burgundy. No, no,
Take that, Kowalski.
no. I'll do blue, white, gray,
It's interesting because
black.
the Texas Rangers colors are very similar to the the New York Giants colors. So, that rule
Yeah, they're
can't
almost
really apply to
identical.
you,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I won't wear. I like my Ranger stuff is blue, right?
Mhm.
So,
My actually
um,
one of my favorite eras of Rangers baseball was the mid '90s, the old Pudge, Rusty Greer,
Pudge
Juan
Greer,
Gonzalez,
yeah, Pudge Greer,
and they had with the
Pudge
red. With
Rodriguez.
red was yeah, red was the primary color. I love those with the Johnny Oates teams.
Yeah,
I like
those.
their uniforms.
Yeah,
Those
it's
are
not
good.
bad. Okay, well, I'll take that back. I may wear red if it's Rangers.
Right.
So,
And then you're
anyway,
a big burn orange guy.
no. Oh yeah, burnt orange, of course.
Burn
Yeah,
orange, yeah.
I wear burnt orange. Okay,
Because
yeah.
I'm trying to think like who's within Texas is any other Texas? I know Oklahoma's a big rivalry for UT, but any other Texas A&M, Texas Tech. Just saying that you got a lot of
Rivals.
college. Yeah, you got a lot of college football there, so
Oh,
that kind of ruins up your wardrobe a little bit. Texas Tech is red and
it's
black.
yes. Well, of course, it's I mean, the Yankees, the Aggies are. There's a. Piss off all the Aggies who are listening to this. Longhorns are kind of like the Yankees, where the Aggies are the Mets. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Okay, and like they're the Cowboys, and then there's the Houston Texans,
The Oilers.
or the Oilers. Yeah. All right. All right.
Oilers
Well,
should be
you're.
back. It's a sin that they didn't rename that team the Oilers, in my opinion, to be honest with you.
Oh, the Texans. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that's one of the great
because
logos of all time.
that's
It really
because
is.
that's because the Titans took
They took
all
the
their
history
history
of it.
and their everything with them, and they were the Oilers. They were the Tennessee Oilers for a year or two, and before they
Two
changed
year,
to
yeah. I think the year they changed, they went to the Super Bowl, ironically enough.
yeah, and they were
So,
and they changed to the Titans, but they kept all
mhm.
even when in that. I'm not a fan of. I never hated the Oilers. I'm a Cowboy fan lifelong, but uh, I it would have been. I wish the city had or something would. I wish they would have been able to keep the history and the
Mhm.
logo. Like was it last year when Tennessee and Houston played in Tennessee, and the Titans wore throwbacks and they wore the Oilers uniforms against
That's great.
the
That's great.
Texans. That was a troll,
That's a big,
100%.
yeah. That's a Kowalski troll job right there. That's good stuff.
It is
I kind of like that.
100% troll. So anyway, okay, well, you're going to the game tomorrow, the Mets game, I should say.
Hmm.
You're going to tailgate, burgers and sausage and hot dogs. I'm going to smoke some turkey tenderloins.
That sounds good.
Do some dirty rice, and I'm doing a Coca-Cola smoked pit beans. So I'll be doing
Ooh,
that
get that
tomorrow.
sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's Labor Day, so you got to do that. All right. We'll talk some Batman.
Oh, I didn't know that's what we were here to do. Sure, sure.
Well, we can talk sports the whole time. We can talk
I
sports.
I could.
College
Someone's
football
gonna be like,
started yesterday. Yeah,
the
it
witty
was.
banter is going on too long.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. Fast forward. You know what that is? We've had, fast forward. College football was yesterday. Well, started, really there's a game last week, but this was the big weekend.
Mhm.
So Longhorns played. There were some good games on. So all day and last night.
Who's the
So
favorite to win the national championship this year?
Georgia's number one.
It's always some SEC team. I really hope somebody takes them out.
Well, you got the Longhorns in there now. We'll see what
All
happens.
right.
Longhorns and the Sooners are in the SEC. So we'll see what happens this year. All right. Batman. In case you're listening, if you are listening, just just to FYI, me and Pete like Batman quite a bit. So we're going to be talking some Batman. If you're here for other conversations, I don't know. Just
we
rewind.
already covered local dining.
Yeah. We covered local dining. I asked Pete about how long it take him to get a good slice of pizza. What's your go-to slice of pizza? Just pepperoni?
To be honest with you,
Or
I
sausage?
like going for specialty slices. I'm a sucker for a specialty slice. I've eaten a lot of pepperoni pizza in my day, as anyone could guess. So, you know what? I'm a real sucker for a good chicken bacon ranch slice of pizza. As odd as that may sound, yeah, a good buffalo slice. Like, I'm all about the specialty slices.
Now I'm getting off on a tangent now. I have made, when I make pizza at home, I will do like crazy versions. I've got a Cajun boudin pizza.
Yeah.
That I do. I do a barbecue, Texas barbecue pizza. And I do like a Tex-Mex fajita, chicken fajita.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So anyway, okay.
There's a pizza spot. One last thing. There's a pizza spot in Penn Station.
Right.
It's not a good pizza spot, but they make an amazing vodka sauce, pesto, fresh mozzarella slice, and it's to die for. And I was like, man, this is for a pizza place that I wouldn't recommend. I'll tell anyone to go for this particular slice.
All right.
It's kind of funny.
All right. Joker 2, which comes out basically in a month here, Pete.
Yeah.
They being Warner Brothers, they released 2 character posters and a teaser within the last few days. The character posters were Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck / Joker. They never call him the Joker in this. It's always Joker.
Right.
So it's like leads conspiracy theories of like, well, it's not the real Joker because the real Joker is the Joker. This is just Joker. And maybe he'll inspire the real Joker, and that will be the Joker.
Sure.
You make sense? Does that make any sense?
What you want to do?
All right.
Go for it.
Did you see the character posters?
Yeah, they look good. I like them. I was into them.
Did you see the little teaser?
No, I stayed away from it.
Okay. It's just things we've seen before. There's a little bit heavy on a courtroom scene. So anyway,
I'm trying to stay as minimal as possible until the movie.
Okay. It's coming. I mean, it's in a month, so it's going to be kicking up here, the marketing and publicity. So
good. Let everybody else know about it.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's for, right? We know. Yeah. Mattson Tomlin. Do you know this individual, Pete?
I'm a big fan of Mr. Tomlin, so yes.
Yes. How did you? I'm a big fan of Batman: The Imposter that he wrote. DC Comics.
I know he's a Reeves guy, and he's one of Reeves' guys. So that's where I obviously heard the name from. And then once The Imposter came out, I read it and I fell in love with it. And it's definitely, a companion piece, in my opinion, to the Batman saga.
Yeah. They're kindred spirits, cousins, that's a good way of putting it. In a way. You know what I'm saying?
I like that term better, kindred spirits.
Yeah, sure. He actually worked on the Batman, but he did not get a writing credit. And he did an interview with, I think, the Hollywood Reporter, because he's got have you watched this Terminator Zero?
No, I hear it's fantastic though. A lot of people are like,
I've watched 2 episodes. It's really good. And
where can I find this?
Netflix.
Okay.
And I'm not an anime guy, but it doesn't bother me in the least. Animation's really good. It's good.
You're checking out Tomlin's writing. That's what you're there for. You're doing well.
I'm a closet Terminator fan. I like the Terminator movies.
Yeah, me too.
And really, I didn't hate any of them. Even one when Christian Bale, what was that? Salvation. Yeah. It's not one of my favorite. I can't. Yeah. I don't want to say any of them are really bad. Genesis probably gets the worst rap out of all the Terminator movies. But I actually I somewhat enjoy it. It's not the best, but it's at the bottom. But I enjoy Terminator. Terminator 1's my favorite. I didn't mind Genesis. I thought it was okay.
I like J.K. Simmons stuff in Genesis more than anything.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Mattson Tomlin's the showrunner for for Terminator Zero. Anyway, he did an interview with Hollywood Reporter for that and asked about the Batman. And he talked about, and I'm paraphrasing, that he worked on the Batman, apparently did quite a bit, but he came in so late. And I don't know all the rules and stuff.
This sounds like it should be an issue he brings up
WGA.
with his union.
Yeah. And how they assign writing credits and whatnot. But he was bummed out, and I don't blame him. And then he goes, I kind of had to grow up and go, you know what? I'm a professional. I got paid just the same amount. And, he's of course working. He's the co-writer of the Batman Part 2. And he, then heaps a lot of praise on Matt Reeves. Like, I learned so much from Matt Reeves and this and that. So yeah, he's going to get his,
I know
get his credit on this one.
There's certain criteria that a writer must meet in order to get a credit, and it's all collectively bargained with the unions and all that jazz. So maybe this is something that they bring up later on amongst themselves, and they could get it fixed or whatnot. But I think it's an experience for him, and I'm sure if he wants to get a writing credit the next time, I think he'll probably figure out a way to do it. But it's a little bit of a bummer, but. I mean, no one's really been hiding Tomlin. Yeah. He's been out in the open about this. Him and Matt were picketing together during the writer's strike. Yeah. So
he said, basically, when Matt called him to come help work on the Batman, they told him that I don't think you'll get a credit with all the way that works, but do you want to come do it? And he did it and was hoping for it, but whatever. And but it's a good article, at least. Yeah, check it out. It's a good article. And he's excited for the Batman Part 2. All right. How big of a video game are you nowadays?
Oh, I still video game often. I still game frequently.
Okay. Well, you play anything? You currently play anything right now?
I just finished this cool horror game called The Quarry. I still pick up a Sonic game every now and then when they come out. There's still a ton of them. Haas told me that Arkham Origins is actually playable on my new Xbox, so I tried that, and that looks great. So I'm actually kind of in the middle of replaying Arkham Origins, and I finished Gotham Knights. I like Gotham Knights. I thought that game was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So if you got a Batman fix, if you want to get your Batman fix, I suggest either Gotham Knights or trying your Arkham Origins on your new Xbox there.
So you're an Xbox guy?
Yeah, I'm an Xbox guy.
Always have been?
Yeah, I remember I sold my PlayStation 2 to get an Xbox, and I never looked back.
Oh, so you go back, the last PlayStation you had is PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You ever been a Nintendo man of any
I had an N64 and I had an NES when I was a kid, but I never had Super Nintendo. I had Sega Genesis.
I had Pong when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, I just got a PS5. But anyway, apparently, it was in Puck. Puck's a legit news outlet. Did an article about what a fire sale at Warner Brothers Discovery would look like. Mm-hmm. And talked about that and mentioned briefly that there was a video game had been in the works for, it would have been set in the Batman universe. Matt Reeves, the Batman universe. And then immediately James Gunn, of course, he's asked about everything usually on threads, and he responds and said, sadly, there's no truth in that. Would you have wanted a video game set in the Batman universe? Hey, y'all, it's Bill Ramey, founder of Batman on Film. Let's take a quick pause in this podcast for these words from our sponsor. What would it be?
Yeah, I don't know, but I like. I don't mind tie-in video games. For me, it kind of hypes me up for the movie. They usually come out a little bit before. If I'm not mistaken, I I feel like the last tie-in video game for a movie that I was able to buy was Green Lantern: Rise of the Manhunters, and that wasn't that bad. I mean, I Superman Returns wasn't the greatest, but you still fly around to Superman. It was fun. Batman Begins probably is
That's a good game.
the greatest tie-in video game of all time for a superhero movie, if I'm not
That was a
mistaken.
good game.
I still play. I posted about it on the group less than a year ago. Batman Forever, Batman Returns. I was able to track them down
Yeah.
and repurchase them,
Yeah.
and I play them, and I enjoy
Yeah.
that. So I enjoy tie-in video games. So I know there was one planned for Dark Knight that never came out, and even Oldman recorded some dialogue for that, and it's kind of a bummer. It never came to fruition, but yeah, I'm all for it if they want to make it. I think it's a great idea. I don't know what's going on with the state of WB Games, because I believe Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League lost them a ton of money, millions and millions of dollars worth of money. Like, that game did not do well. I haven't played it yet, just because my backlog is a little bit full, but I will get to it at some point. I will play that game. But yeah, Bill, I still play Injustice and Injustice 2. I still play Mortal Kombat versus the DC Universe. Like, those games are fun to me. I enjoy them. So, I enjoy superhero video games. I just recently actually just bought the old Aquaman video game for the original Xbox. And me and Chris Cloud been talking about that, and that game is a ton of fun.
I
So if you
didn't
have
know
an
there was
Xbox,
one.
yeah, I didn't either. I was like, where was this? Where was I in 2002, 2003 when this came out, if I'm not mistaken? And I was like, I would have loved this game as a kid on Xbox. And, it doesn't, look as good as the stuff these days, but like, I also don't think video games need to look this great, because it's obviously a lot of storage and a lot of cash to make them. But yeah, I got no problem with video games for characters. I think it helps. I think I think it's a good thing. There's some people who just game, and
Yeah.
that's where they get their Batman fix. So I think it's a good idea, man.
In the vein of the Batman saga, where we have before the Batman Junior novel, and we have the Riddler year one, and of course we have the Batman, and then we have the Penguin coming.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of game do you think would have been cool to have? I mean, not like a rehash of the movie, but something that fits in that universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you do something you could do. Just popped in my head. If you wanted to, you could do a Penguin style game, a Penguin game, the style of The Godfather. Something like that. Mafioso, Mafia. You could do a game like that. I remember that. I know there's other Mafia games out there, maybe something more recent, but I remember that one. Again, Batman is great. You could make a Batman game and just, have Robert Pattinson do some dialogue and just do it. And, it could tie in. It could just be a self-contained story. It doesn't have to be, anything that leads into something.
Yeah.
As long as Reeves gets the okay, maybe they use a villain he has no plan on using, and he's fine with that. But it seems like, anything that goes around the Batman has to go through Reeves. So I imagine if there is a game being made, Matt Reeves wants in on the story. I don't want to call him a control freak, but I think he wants things a particular way.
That's a good thing, especially with Batman.
I got no problems here. No problems here. I like how Matt Reeves is focused on one thing and one thing alone, and that's Batman. And I wish Warner Brothers would kind of follow suit there.
So we're Reevites. Could that be a word? I mean, we were Nolanites at one time.
Yes, Nolanites.
What would be the word? We're Reeve disciples.
I'm not sure.
Reevites.
I tried to make Shumi's a thing back in the day. No one bought it.
Okay.
I was a big fan of Batman Forever, so I consider myself a Shumi.
I need you to come up with some kind of moniker for Reeves so we can annoy people.
I'll be on that.
All right.
I'll get to that.
All right, going back to Joker. Todd Phillips did a big article. I think it was Variety. Am I right? Was it Variety?
Yeah, it wasn't TH. There was no color. It was either Variety or Deadline. The logo was black.
And basically, he talked a lot about Joker 2 and the genesis of it, and like even said at one time that they thought of him and Joaquin Phoenix thought about making it a freaking Broadway musical, and then they decided, do a film, and then they doing the musical thing.
I think we got
But
musicals covered. I think Mr. Uslan has a musical about him, doesn't he?
it's
A
not
Broadway
a
music?
musical.
It's a play.
It's a
Broadway
play. Yeah, it's a play. It's in Tampa Bay, then hopefully it gets to
Okay.
Broadway. Yes, The Boy Who Loved Batman. His book,
That's right.
his memoir got turned into a
That's our guy.
play. Yeah.
That's our guy.
Um,
Oh, Mr. U.
Todd Phillips says, I don't think it's going to be a Joker 3. I think we've done everything we wanted to do in this world. And I am one who didn't need a Joker 2 because I think Joker was brilliant. I mean, absolutely. I think now it's not a movie I put in and watch quite a bit because that's a bit of a gut punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like the most fun thing to watch, but I always really enjoyed the how open it was to interpretation of what was real, what wasn't. So, but you tell me it's a musical, Lady Gaga's in it, I'm good. So he says no Joker 3. They've done enough. If this makes $1 billion, which is, I'm not saying that's the mark for it being successful, but let's say it makes $1 billion again, wins Academy Awards, whatever. Could you see him doing Joker 3? I don't know if Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, I'm shocked he did a sequel.
Here's the thing with Joker. I think you don't have this movie without Phillips and Phoenix. I think they come together. It's package duo. But I think Phoenix would be done after this. It seems like Phillips is done. I don't know how much money it would take to get Phillips back, right? But I don't think Phoenix is going to come back. I think Phoenix, he's notorious for not wanting to do sequels, even though he's coming back for this. I'm very good. I think these guys have told the story they want to tell. And I'm kind of all for it because I don't want Warner Brothers to just get greedy and run this to the ground. I'm post Wolverine and Deadpool. I'm a little curious as if these guys are getting greedy and like, all right, genre's back, $1 billion, here we go. Superman, you're next, which in turn I think screws the character over dramatically. I hope Warner Brothers and Zaslav just don't get greedy because they saw Deadpool and Wolverine pulling $1 billion. And then if this does it, I could see them get even greedier. And I expect this movie to make a lot of money. I don't know. I don't expect. I take Phillips at his word. I really do. I think he's done what he needed to do, and I think he's ready to move on.
Joker.
I don't think he's ready to make a bad movie. Like if you keep doing it, at some point you're going to make something that's not as good as the rest.
It's. I always talk about things being organic and being happenings and pop culture phenomenon and whatnot. Like the MCU, I'll give it all the credit. I mean, it was contrived in a way, but it just caught fire and became, this event in society and pop culture. And of course, the Warner Brothers DCU is, they're very much trying to do it where it's not going to be organic, but that's another conversation. But, Joker very much was that, no one expected Joker to do what it did. And, I mean, at some point the genie's out of the bottle, the magic's gone. Maybe 2 is, you tell the story in 2 and let it go. And I did appreciate the fact that, he did say, we never intended this version of the character to be a criminal mastermind, and Harley's is a lot different than the comic book.
A lot of people.
Well, I mean, they can get over it, can't they? Or not? If they don't get over it, they'd be miserable. Whatever. Who cares?
I guess.
So
I've heard everything over the last couple of years from that's not the Joker to that's not the Riddler. So.
Okay. Well, bless your heart. That's all I
There you
got
go.
on that one. So anyway, he says no Joker 3. We shall see. But anyway, Joker 2 comes out in about a month. All right, we'll finish up here. Pete, do you think Robert Pattinson cameos in The Penguin?
I I know I've heard Batman's not going to be in the Penguin, which led me to think, will Bruce Wayne be in the Penguin? I don't know. Here's the thing about Bruce Wayne and the Penguin. We just really kind of saw Bruce Wayne kind of come out of his shell a little bit in the Batman. He attends the funeral, right?
Well,
What's his
yes,
name?
but let's, for the mayor.
For the funeral, Totoro makes a comment, hey, you're a little more
Yeah,
reckless
he
than
was.
I am. So he's
Yeah, he
not
went the
Bruce Wayne
mayor's
doesn't really
funeral.
go out and about. So I don't know. He's where we saw like Keaton out. Keaton was going against Shrek in Batman Returns, and then Bale was always out and about with his persona trying to deceive the public. Right?
Yeah,
We haven't seen much of that from Pattinson. So unless there's some sort of an arc where he kind of even comes out of his shell a little bit more, I'm starting to think we may not seen Pattinson in the Batman. To
he
be honest, in the Penguin,
well,
which
he
is
went
fine
to
because it's about the
yeah.
Penguin.
Yes, he went to the mayor's funeral, but he went there as Batman for
He went for Batman
undercover
reasons. Yeah.
for undercover. He was undercover basically as Bruce Wayne, but he was really, Batman. But I mean, I have heard from legit people that he did a cameo. And then in this,
Would they have cut it?
well, here's my thing. This new article, and it was for SFX magazine, I think. And they talked to Lauren LaFranc and Matt Reeves, and I'm sure they were asked, and I'm sure this was done quite a while back while they were filming. They're going to ask, so does Batman show up? Does Pattinson, is he going to do a cameo? And from what I've read, they never said no, but they gave the reasons why he wouldn't be in it. That this is on the this.
I really like the reason that she gave.
Yeah.
The Batman is high up. We're looking at Batman's point of view, Penguin street level. They kind of don't. At some point they do intersect, but they're kind of doing their own thing at different altitudes, so to speak, right? So I got no problem with Ozzy kind of doing the criminal element. Maybe, to be honest, what if there's a lot of daytime stuff in Penguin? We all know Batman doesn't hang out in the daytime, right? That's more of a drifter quality. So maybe the drifter.
Hell, even the drift. Yeah, maybe the drifter doesn't even. Let's see. I'll tell you.
I'd be fine with the drifter popping up if he pops up with his scarf and his motorcycle and his dirty eyes. All right.
She says, I understand why people's desire would to have Batman, or to think that unless Batman is in a show or a film, that it doesn't have the same punch. To me, I think it packs a different punch. Matt's films are from the lens of the Batman. So you're high up looking down the city. It's a different perspective. With Oz, you're in the streets, you're in the grit, you're in the muck, you're in the crime. He's looking up, wanting to claw his way to the top. That's fair.
The Ascension of the Penguin. I'm all for it.
It is called The Penguin. I still think that he has a cameo. Why would they tell us? Why would they spoil it for us?
Regardless, you know what? It creates good buzz because we're talking about it. We're just talking about it.
But
they don't need to create buzz for the show for me. I'm ready to go.
I know. Would you expect them that when they're asked, so does Robert Pattinson show up as Batman or Bruce Wayne? Why would they say, oh yeah, and let the bat out of the bag?
Yeah, I don't like spoilers to begin with.
And then ruin it for people. So we'll see. I am not.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm not going to tell you, but we need to get people to watch. Maybe this draws in a couple extra million.
I agree. I agree with them. You could have a Batman show without Batman, and it'd be good and do well.
And then you could have a Batman show with Batman, and it'd be horrible, like Gotham. Or Titans, for that matter.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm just so we'll see on this one, right? we'll see here soon enough because it comes out in like 18 days now because it's September 1st. So we'll see if Pattinson shows up as Bruce Wayne or the Batman and the Penguin. But I am looking forward to the Penguin quite a bit.
You know what? I'm starting to think it's the Drifter.
The Drifter. Well, I don't know why he would not stop being the Drifter because that's kind of the Mattson Malone. He's kind of a Mattson Malone character in a way, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Matches Malone's a little more out in the public. He can matches Malone, talk you a little bit, try to get some information. I think the Drifter's more of just kind of a reconnaissance thing. He just kind of watches, takes note.
He's down there on the streets. He's down there in the muck and the grit and the nastiness with the people and seeing what the hell's going on. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah. What the hell is going on out here?
All right, Pete, I think that's going to do it for this episode.
Okay.
Anything you want to plug?
Just follow
How
me
about
socially
Detective Comics? You want to plug that?
I will plug it in a month when the new writer takes over. How's that?
Is the next issue
the last?
The new writer?
No, 2 months actually. The next issue is the last issue by Ramey, which I'm kind of excited for because I've not enjoyed that. I don't know about you, but I've not enjoyed that.
I haven't read it. I haven't read Detective in a long time.
Yeah.
Don't take my Batman card away from me. It got bad and I just couldn't.
I have not purchased an issue of Detective Comics in 2 years. So that speaks volumes.
All right, plug.
Socially, Pete Illustrated on Twitter and Instagram. If you like what I have to say, try checking out Straight Outta Gotham at straight_O_G on Twitter or X, and check out our podcast. If you like Spider-Man, at Spidey Coalition for the Italian Spider-Man Coalition. Batman-on-film.com, all over there. Reviews for Detective Comics that we mentioned. Brian Lauer's The Batman Book Club. I'm on there monthly as we discuss all Batman books that are released every month. So check that out.
All right, do that. For me, just go to batman-on-film.com. We've been around for just a little while, and we're trying to build this thing up a little bit. So, spread the word. We're new kid on the block, and we're hoping you like what we do here. And
don't you have like a diner review that you did at Port Arthur somewhere?
Port Arthur. Port Arthur?
Yeah. Weren't you in Port Arthur and you found a really great diner? Had some good meatloaf or something?
Well, there's the Boudin Hut. Shout out to I used to be my old stomping grounds down there.
Okay.
Southeast Texas. How do you pull that out, Port Arthur?
I surprise you every now and then.
Yeah. You got to say it. You got to say it that Port Arthur, that R, that first R is soft,
Oh,
so
Arthur.
Port Arthur. Yeah.
Port Arthur.
Now I'm a Groves boy, which is right next to Port Arthur's, but yeah. Okay. No, I you know what? We could do maybe we'll start doing that. We'll do little we'll do it in the satellite show and do podcasts about local dining.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
All right. And you I want you to video going to this pizza shop and getting a pizza slice, one of those
pizza parlor, pizza shop.
Yeah, pizza parlor.
Is that what you guys call pizza shops? Is that what it's called down in Texas?
I mean, no, it's called Domino's or Papa John's.
That's not pizza. That might as well be Elio's.
I know. I mean, there are places that are pizza and that have good pizza, but there's nothing like New York or New Jersey.
I always wondered if I can move down to Texas and open up a pizza parlor, like an Italian deli, and just kind of, be the only game in town.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah.
So that's not.
No state tax.
It's on your agenda. Oh, that doesn't matter. You've sent our property taxes. Now you get me on tangents I don't want to get on. All right. Announcer Rachel will finish up here. We'll catch you next time.
You have been listening to the BOF Social Hour, Jett's official podcast on Batman on Film. Follow BOF on Threads at The Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To help keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/BatmanOnFilm, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/TheRealBatmanOnFilm. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original, Batman on Film, founded in 1998.
Get up. Stand up. Every week we talking Gotham, Jett and me no stopping. Dark Knight to the Riddler, you know we got them clocked in. From the comics to the big screen, Batman's domain. Passion on these mics like we're fighting through the pain.
The social now takes flight. Pick a game in the night. Cover stories late night. With Batman by side.
From Gotham City to emerge, discussing every twist, every surge. With our mics we take a stand, breaking down the plots piece by piece, hand in hand. Dive deep into the lore, from Wayne Manor to the core. Episodes that keep you wanting more. Batman fans forever be sure.